Your best artistic experience.
Okay. I used to work on a show, a weekly sports show for my college, for my university, and it was when I was first given the show, I had no idea like how to approach it. They kind of handed me the reins, and it was really terrifying trying to figure out what kind of style I wanted to do, what I wanted to include, how I wanted to shoot it. And it was really satisfying being able to see it all the way through and kind of figure out my footing along the way, and getting increasingly more confident as the program progressed, I guess, as the weeks went by. So it was cool coming into my own in that. What about you? What is your best artistic experience?
My best artistic experience, I would have to say when I did study abroad in Ireland, I had just started doing photo as my major. Hadn't gone through a lot of classes. I had been through 2, and not even that many. Actually, yeah, I'd been through just 2 art classes in general, not just photo. And I had no clue what to do when I was going to be there. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put my camera away because I'm known as a photographer and I want to experiment and play with, playing with installations and doing sculpture and stuff like that. And it was like 2 weeks of just like constant trying to avoid my camera and only doing my own touristy shots.
Right.
And then I, on my birthday actually, 6 years ago, yeah, I actually was finally like, you know what, I'm going to pick up my camera and I'm going to react to the sites that we visited. And we went to this beach and it was cold and it was windy. And I was like, you know, it's my birthday. I don't want to be on this beach. I want to go to the pub or something like that. And I started to kind of react to it. And I started doing these kind of motion photos where everything would be blurred, but it would show like the grass waving or the life preserver kind of shaking on a pole. And I started to experiment, and that whole day I was just doing photos where I didn't care if it was blurred. It was just me reacting and me just saying, hey, you know, it's okay, it's a still photo, but it's still showing motion. And I think that was one of the most freeing experiences, because when I got into my other photo classes and I got into my art classes, it really kind of opened me up to being, to experimenting and pushing the medium to a different level. And I think that's ultimately why I'm going into video now, is I'm finding that bridge from photo to video.
I think a bad experience. What did it ask?
The worst artistic experience. It was my drawing class. I hated that class. I hated it so bad.
Oh, no.
Because I have astigmatism, so I think I'm drawing a straight line. I see a straight line, but it's not really a straight line. And then when I go to draw other things that are also supposed to be straight lines, they're not.
Oh, no.
And I remember taking, our teacher gave us a pencil, and he's like, use that as your sight. So you would line up the pencil with the line, and then you were expected to, on your other hand, to come over and be able to draw that line. And I would go like this with my pencil and then take it over to the easel and just go like that with the same pencil. I'm like, don't move my arm. As long as I don't move my arm, I'm good. And he got so mad at me, and he wouldn't let us use rulers to get straight lines. He's like, just draw what you see. And I'm like, I can't. Like, there's no, I don't get it.
Oh, no.
So,
were you ever able to? Or is it just...
When it comes to drawing things, no, but I really came into my own drawing nudes, actually. My best ever drawing was a live model kind of she was laying on her back on pillows, and I had just gotten the top of her head, her nose, and her hand, so she was kind of jacked up, or Rose from Titanic. She was kind of like that, and I was able to get it, and it's very simple, but it was my favorite one. But whether or not I would take another drawing class, probably not. And especially with that teacher, never again.
All right. Good. Never be with someone who discourages you.
Right.
How
about you?
I think just any time I had to work with someone who was very close-minded about creative ideas when we were all trying to collaborate on something, and just always having to like talk to a wall, basically, just like no positive feedback, always like it has to be my way, and like even if his way didn't necessarily work that well, it was not too fun.
Group work with that type of stuff. I hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Gosh. Okay, I've always really wanted to be able to dance. Like,
I hear you.
Just like ballet is like really cool. Just like, I don't know, they're just so majestic in their body movements and fluid and
confidence.
Confident.
Right? Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing, and just what they're able to do, and how they're able to hold their own. It's
right.
Yeah.
I actually would say the same thing, because I can't dance. I can't. Like, I'm pretty terrible at it. I white girl dance, so you know,
kind of like shimmy
back and forth. Yeah. So, but I would love to. Like, I've got friends who are dancers, and I would love to be able to have the confidence to move like they do. So I hear you.